So a few things. First of all, I think we also have to differentiate. I think there'll be a lot of people who will want to have conversations with you, and then you could really have just a good conversation, but always remember the word why. Like, always go back. When you go back enough, it's just so easy to explain. Like, why did they bomb that house? Why did they bomb that house? Why did that war begin? Like, I always tell people, why did they bomb that house? Because 20 hours earlier, 700 rockets were shot at a civilized area with thousands of civilians living in it. What would you do? That's another thing. But as you said, if people will actually be attacking you, so I'll tell you something interesting that they do in the Israeli army when they train girls, and they train girls to deal sometimes with sexual harassment or things like that. As I was saying, in training in the army, so they teach you to yell. So, you know, I was also hearing Jack speaking is, I think that one of the things that many times instinctively is going to happen to you is you're going to kind of go tense. You're going to feel like you have to protect yourself. But always kind of train your head. And this is why they just, like, it's actually a whole hour where you'll hear everyone yelling, like they're actually yelling. Is always put in your head that when someone comes up to you, you're not protecting yourself. You're on attack. And you're representing something, and you're straight on attack. And it will change the mindset. And as Jack said, like, ask them the hard questions. Like, who are you to come? First of all, who are you to come and question me just because I'm a Jew and I support the country that represents my people? So you could target me and you could say to me things like that. Like, first of all, everything that you believe in, like, you are completely violating right now when you're presenting it. And especially when you're not, like, why are you coming to me? How about you go to the Syrian over here? How about you go to this African? Would you go to an African and say, why is there a massacre going on in Congo? If you knew there was a student from Congo, like, how dare you? And go and ask him the hard questions, and then say, and if he says, oh, you're not willing to answer me, say, oh, I would be happy to answer you if you're willing to sit down and actually look at facts and have a conversation, but I will have no conversation where you're attacking. If you're curious about Israel, maybe I'm interested to talk to you about Israel, and maybe not, but make sure that you put in that point in that way.